In today's video, I'm going to be talking about saving money, the exact steps that you can take in your life to start setting aside money, planning for retirement, doing good so that you're responsible financially. And I also want you guys to listen to me because there's so many people out on the internet right now that are literally just going to the bank, withdrawing all of their cash, flashing it in front of your face. Anybody can do that. I literally drove to the bank, grabbed a bunch of cash, like, oh, look at me. I'm teaching you how to save your money. Don't ever listen to those people that literally go rent a Lamborghini, they rent a big expensive house, they withdraw all this cash from the bank just to flash it on the screen to get your attention. It's irresponsible marketing on their part. They're making you believe that there's some magic thing that allows, 22-year-olds to have mansions, Lamborghinis, yachts, and hundreds of millions of dollars. The way that normal people do it is by saving money and saving money over time, paying yourself first, getting yourself in a position to where you can be comfortable for retirement. The only way that people buy their own businesses is by saving up money to buy that business. You're not going to get a loan from a bank for $10 million to buy a business. You have to save up money to have a down payment to buy that business. So in this video, it's going to be a 3-part series, exactly how, strategically to save money over time to do something with it. This part of the video, part 1 of 3, is going to be about saving money responsibly. The first step you need to do is pay yourself first. You need to break down all your costs and living expenses and realize that you are an employee of your own business. Yes, you're working for somebody, but your paycheck is your business. So that's like all of your income, your gross income. You, as an employee of yourself, you're going to take a part for yourself that's going to cover all of your living expenses, and the rest of it, I'm going to show you how to delegate that properly. Step number 2 is you're going to avoid accumulating new debt. I know that a lot of us have credit cards. Our first starter credit card where we had to pay cash to get a credit line. We constantly get offers from TJ Maxx or Macy's or whatever. Hey, would you like to sign up for our credit card? You get 10% off your total first purchase. These things, they're really bad for you because people are giving you money that you haven't earned. And so spending money that you haven't earned just to get points or loyalty rewards or whatever the incentives that they have for you is absolutely irresponsible, because you're getting to a point where you don't value money as it should be. You get money and you spend money, as opposed to you spend money and then you figure out how to pay that money back. It is the wrong way to look at life. You're constantly going to be in a debt hole if you keep living like that. Now, step number 3 is to set reasonable saving goals. Don't say, oh, I'm going to save, $10,000 this month when you only make 3. You need to set aside, by reasonable amount, I mean the most amount that you can put away without being financially stretched. So say you make $1,000 a week and your living expenses for your whole month are $2,500. So you have, $1,500 to play with as savings, but you don't want to put all of it away. You don't want to make this really crazy savings goal. You want to make something that you think is accomplishable. So each month, set aside $500, $800, $900, and then use the rest of that money on extraneous expenses. Step 4 is establishing a time frame for your savings goal. Like, if you don't have a goal in mind, it's just kind of this arbitrary thing that you're doing. If you have a goal, like I'm saving up to buy my first house, or I'm saving up to buy this, old gas station so I can turn it into my own business. You have to have a goal, and it can't be, oh, I'm going to save money for 6 months. It's got to be, a 3-year goal or a 5-year goal, that in these 5 years, I'm going to save and invest, 40% of my income. And if I do this, I will have X dollars set aside. I will have X amount for investing in a future business or a small business, or even more investing into the stock market. You have to have a goal and a plan. If you just say, I'm saving money, it's not going to be motivating enough to get you to finish and accomplish your goals. Step 5 in this process is going to be keeping a budget. You need to know, a lot of people just float through life ambiguously, like not worrying about how much they pay in rent, how much their utilities are, how much they're spending on gas and groceries. If you set aside a budget for your groceries, you won't spend $500 on groceries. You'll spend $100 a week on groceries, as you should, to stay under a budget. I mean, most of us spend as much as we get. And so creating a budget for your life and figuring out how much you're already giving out, your fixed expenses, and how much you can afford on everything else while still saving is going to be the most responsible way for you to do it. So your housing, your utilities, your groceries, your gas, and your insurance. So these are the things that are fixed expenses in our lives. And then we go into food and luxuries and vacations, but we'll get into that in future parts of this video. Now, setting a budget and keeping a budget, you need to keep in mind that recording this, like actually writing it down, whether it's on a piece of paper or your notepad in your phone or a computer spreadsheet, every month, you are the one that's financially responsible. So you need to take the time to be financially responsible, to put this information down, to see exactly to the penny how much you're spending on things so that you can know exactly to the penny how much you can save and invest in the future. Step number 7 in this process is to double check all of your payments. A lot of us kind of float through life like, oh, this is a payment, I have to make it. But we don't understand that, like, sometimes we overpay on our cell phone, or we've overpaid on our utilities, or our water bill's super high this month, and we don't realize that our toilet has been running for 14 days straight, and it's like a slow drip, but it's causing our water bill to be 3 times higher than it normally is. So you need to double check all your expenses. You need to keep track of these things, and you need to make sure that they're not going up every month or fluctuating in price. Because, like, I understand that if you live in a hot, cold climate, that your heat's going to be really expensive in the winter and your air conditioning is going to be really expensive in the summer. But what I'm saying is double check all of these things so that things don't randomly get away from you, or you don't have this random subscription that you never remember signing up for through some app on your phone coming out of your bank every month, because $10 every month over 20 years is a lot of money that you could have saved because you're not even using that application. It's just something that happened. So make sure that you double check everything. All your finances are your responsibility. Double, triple check if you have to. Step 8 in this process is saving as early as possible. Now, I'm hoping that you've seen my previous videos on compounding interest and savings, but if you don't understand the concept of compound interest, let me explain it to you really quickly. So you start with saving a little bit of money, and then it doubles, and then it doubles, and then it doubles, and then it doubles, and it's not a linear growth. It is like a kind of a low flat line, and then once you get a lot of money, then it exponentially grows. Somebody that were to save, say at age 20, you save $800 a month until you're 65, you would have $4.1 million at 8% by the time you retire at 65. But if you start at 30, you'll only have 1.7 million. Like, that is a huge difference in 10 years time. So let me break it down even more. If you're 40 and you start saving, and then by the time you're 65, you only have like $712,000. Compounding interest is the most powerful thing ever. The earlier you start, the better off you will be. Step 9 in this process is considering investing into a retirement account like a 401k or a Roth IRA. I always suggest doing your own investing through index funds like the Vanguard fund, but do your research, find out through your company if you guys, can contribute to a 401k or if it's a Roth IRA plan. Really look into retirement planning, because a lot of people think, retirement is just some arbitrary thing that's going to happen. And the earlier you actually commit to start planning for it and contribute every single month, the better off you will be. Because if you start retirement at 50, you will be in a really bad spot because you procrastinated so long on something that's so important. Step 10 on this part is definitely be cautious when investing in stocks, because you're saving your money, but investing in the stock market is actually gambling. So you're literally contradicting all of your savings. You're being very safe, very precautious, and then you're going to, a casino and betting it all on red. So make sure that you watch my other video on investing in the stock market, the precautions that you need to make, the top 5 mistakes that people make, and definitely do your research before you start gambling in the stock market. I do recommend it as an investment long term, But if you're day trading, oh, that's super risky. So I would try to stay away from that. Now, the 11th step of this first video is to not get discouraged, guys. This is going to be a new experience for you, actually committing to saving money. So there are going to be growing pains along the way. You are going to have hiccups where you get a flat tire, or you need to, do some engine repair, some gasket, leak in your engine. So you're going to have setbacks. But if you commit to it and you do it every single month, it'll become habit. And once it's habit, you won't be able to live without it. And then when you're 65, your 65-year-old self will thank the 22-year-old self. Over time, you're going to be in the plus. Always consider the 80-20 rule. If you're good 80% of the time, you can fuck up 20% of the time and still be on an upwards trajectory. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please come back tomorrow for part 2, and we will go further in depth on how to save money. Smash the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe for more videos like this, and subscribe if you aren't already. And I will see you in the next one.